To Pasha, over to you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Tobile, and thank you for the question. It was something that I was planning to elaborate on. So I will ask the moderator to permit me to expand and not limit my time in answering this question, because I'm sure a lot of you are dying to know, how do you access the funds? What are the requirements, right? I did mention earlier that the EADF was established to bridge the financial gap, and Tobile has been talking about the minister's call on food sovereignty in Eswatini, and there are three things that entail food sovereignty: is being able to produce enough food for ourselves. Secondly, not importing food from outside. And thirdly, having the ability to export food outside. So the EADF is coming essentially to be a catalyst or an instrument to achieve those three things. Through Emaswati and young people like yourselves venturing into agribusinesses. So I'm just going to talk about EADF as a whole, just for everyone's understanding, and then I will get into the requirements. We are doing that. We are supporting that through providing blended finance mechanisms that could either be through grants, that could be either through subsidies, smart subsidies, and through loans. Currently, the only instrument that we are able to implement because of our resource envelope, we are trying to mobilize resources from donors, potential donors, including FAO as well, to kind of put more money into our resource envelope so that we are able to activate the other instruments such as grants and subsidies. But I was talking about the minister's call. So it is in line also with the Ministry of Agriculture strategic plan. Therefore, we only fund priority commodities. We are only funding commodities that the Ministry of Agriculture consider to be priority commodities for the country. Those are grains, horticulture products, and livestock produce that we eat on a regular basis. If you have an idea that is outside of the priority commodities, not that we wouldn't fund it, but we would probably prioritize those that are under the priority commodities, which are horticultural, which include conventional vegetables, baby vegetables, fruit trees, grains, which include maize, beans, coffee, and livestock, your beef, your goats, your chickens, your you name it, pigs, the things that we eat on a normal basis. So that is the first core thing that you need to pay attention to. Secondly, I did mention earlier that we fund anywhere along the agricultural value chains. So you could be an input supplier, you could be a producer, you could be a distributor, you could be in the logistics, you could be processing, you could be, anyway, exporter. We do fund all of those things. And then also, in the businesses, most financial institutions out there, they tend to fund inputs. And that's the difference between what we are offering, is that we are also supporting Emaswati with infrastructure, capital investments. So we are able to provide financing for your inputs and also financing for your infrastructure and equipment, irrigation equipment, and in some other cases, logistics as well. We have cases where we have funded tractors as well. But there is a catch that I'm still coming to it. It's not a big catch though. Yeah, so, and then I will get into, I did mention that so far we are giving out loans, but this is a very friendly loan in the sense that it is only capped at 9%. No other hidden costs or anything like that. So there are no initiation fees, like how most loans, there's usually initiation fees. There's no prime, there's no what. It's just 9% annual. That's our loan. And our loan ranges, for inputs, you can get up to a maximum of 500,000 for inputs. And for capital infrastructure, you can get a maximum of up to 3 million if you're a startup. But that doesn't mean you must come and ask for the whole 3 million. Just ask for what you need. Ne? So now, to answer the question you were asking, what are the requirements? What is the catch? I did say that we are trying to bridge a gap where already the financial space is very stringent. So we are trying to we are trying to be more accessible, to have our funds more accessible, especially to young people like yourself. We did mention that there's no collateral, but we only finance for businesses. It's not for personal consumption. So you need to provide a business plan. And you need to provide a viable business plan. It's not good enough to show that, oh, here's a business plan. It has to be viable. You need to show you'll be able to pay back the loan so that others can benefit after you. So you need to provide a business loan as a start. Secondly, you have to be a Swati citizen. You have to be above 18 years old. And then also you have to have market letters of intent. So whatever you're going to produce, you need to contact or touch base with the markets to ensure that there is a market for what you want to produce. You don't want to be in a situation where you have grown your produce and you don't have a market and then you can't pay back the loan. So you have to get market letters of intent. And then I think maybe in addition, depending on the business, for example, if you want to venture into a business that, like you're a producer, obviously you need to have land access, right? So you have to provide proof that you have land access. The proof can be varied. If you're on Swazi Nation land, you get a letter from your chief to say they know you, they know where you'll be working. And if it's not your land, like most of you are young, it's probably family, land. You need to get a letter of consent from your parents that you can use the land, and then you notarize it, like by making an affidavit, or you go to the police to make it an affidavit that my parents are giving me access to this land. Ne? And if you don't have that, you can lease the land and you provide a lease agreement where you want to lease for farming. So those are essentially the requirements. And then obviously, with the business plan, you will have to have quotations for what you want to buy so that we know that it's aligned. But in a nutshell, those are the basic requirements. I think each and every business varies. For example, there'll be other instances where you will need soil testing, this and that, but it's not all of those businesses that will require that. But I think with the summary that I've given, it gives you a picture of what you need to apply for the funding. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pasha. No more details and more clarity of us having capacity to what? To access the resources made available by the government of Eswatini. I have Bongosi to add onto the questions that have been posed, and also Dr. Cuthbert coming through, and then we're going to another round of the panel, maybe making final submissions, and then we head back to engagements and reactions. Bongosi?
Okay, thank you, Tobile. Just want to echo Dr. Cuthbert, his contribution.